today's topic is competitive market. Competitive market. We already know what the market is, right? That's where buyers and sellers have contact. Yeah, that's what the market is. But when we say the market is competitive, it means that market is free for all. It means there's a lot of competition. It means there's a lot of rivalry existing in that market. That's why we call it what? A competitive market. So, what is competition itself? So, competition is a rivalry that exists between firms in an industry trying to sell to almost the same customers. They are in the same industry, which is the same as the market, and they have the same customers. So they are trying to sell their product or service to the same set of customers. Because they are trying to judge two customers from themselves, that's why the market is what? Competitive. Do you understand what the competitive market is here? So let me say, competition is the rivalry that exists between firms when trying to sell goods in a particular market. Not only goods, even services. So here it is goods, yeah, but services are also sold. So the banking industry, banks sell their services to the same or almost the same customers. Yes. So either you are selling goods or services, you are in competition with a firm. I think that is clear. Yeah. Any question about that? No. So here they said, however, in other markets, there is very little competition in getting started. Okay, let's talk about that. They said in the competitive market, there's likely to be some common features. So what are those things we see that makes us to feel this market is competitive? One, said there's a large number of buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers. So in that industry, a lot of firms are producing. That's for the buyer, the sellers. A lot of firms are producing. So they are selling. They are all producing the same or homogeneous products. So we have countless of numbers of businesses selling in that industry. And at the same time, we have large numbers of buyers wanting to buy from those large numbers of sellers. So a competitive market is that market that has large numbers of buyers and sellers. I think that is clear. So one of the characteristics, they might ask you, what are the characteristics of a competitive market? One feature of a competitive market is having large numbers of buyers and sellers. I think that is clear.
Yes.
The second one, the products sold by each firm are close substitutes. That means they are what? Homogeneous. They are homogeneous products or services. That means the products, the service they are selling cannot be distinguished. They are almost the same. They are substitutes. Do we get it? Yeah. That's why we call them what? Homogeneous products.
Homogeneous.
Yeah, homogeneous products. The third one, low barriers to entry. Now, before we go into low barriers to entry, what are barriers to entry? Barriers means a stop, a blockage that does not allow you to continue or to penetrate into that industry. So something is stopping you from going to that industry. Some things surrounding you doesn't allow you or permit you to be in that industry. So that's what we call barriers to entry. So an industry that has barriers to entry will mean that new entrants would not be able to go into that industry. So if you are thinking of having your own business, it is going to be difficult for you to set up in that industry. Yeah. It's going to be difficult for you to establish your business in that industry. But when it comes to a competitive market, you said it has a low barrier to entry, which means it's easier for businesses to set up in that industry. Do we get the point here? Yes. So that's the third one, low barriers. So what are barriers? We said things that stop those conditions that does not warrant you, that does not help you to join or to set up or establish in such industry. I think it's clear. Yeah. So one of the characteristics or feature of a competitive market is that there's low or no barriers to entry. Do you get it? Yeah. Low or no barriers to entry.
So it's easy
it's easy for you to start off. I think it's clear. Yes. The fourth one. Each firm has almost no control over the price charged. The price is determined by what we call the market forces. Market forces of demand and supply. This is how price is determined in the competitive market. What does that imply? It means you setting up in that industry, me setting up in that industry, him setting up in that industry, we cannot decide the price we sell. The price will be determined by the demand for the product or the supply of the product.
Like if I bought it for 40 dinars.
Are you here, Mike?
Yeah. So if I bought like 40 dinars, like maybe you bought it for 30, so I have to like sell it for 60, I have to sell it for 50 maybe.
No. What we're saying is, how much more do people need the product? How much more the product is made available?
Yes.
So that is what we call the demand for and the supply of that product in such industry. So if the demand for such product, if the demand for a product in that industry continues to increase, the price will increase. But if the supply of such product is increasing in that industry, the price would fall. So that's why we say it's determined by what the market forces of demand and supply. Do we get it?
Yeah.
So in such industry, it is determined by how much more they need the product, how much less they need the product. Is it clear?
Yes.
Any question about that? Any question, please? No. So the last one said there's free flow of information about the nature of the product. So there is symmetric information, not asymmetric. That means there's no information gap in such industry. So product A has its own content, product B has its own content. Whatever content they are almost the same. So I have information just like Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Yes.
We could really talk about the contents of them. What they use in making Coca-Cola, what they use in making Pepsi.
Like they're exactly
The
the same,
features, yeah.
Different things, like they are similar.
They are similar, and you can say more about them.
Yes.
Do you understand? Unlike when the market is not competitive, you wouldn't know. It's only what you see you talk about. But for a competitive market, information is always available for customers, for competitors to see. Do you get the point here?
Yeah.
Why do we say there's free flow of information? We're saying there's free flow of information because you can compare the information of A with that of B, the information of B with that of C. So if you are telling me Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Sinocola, or whatever cola is it, they are not the same. No, they are almost the same.
Yes.
So the contents in A will almost be similar to the contents in B. Unlike a product that is a monopoly, like in a market that it's existing because there's an industry or there's a firm producing in such industry. So if we only have, for example, we have only this marker in the whole of Libya producing, this company producing old marker in the whole of Libya. So whatever information we have here, we cannot compare it with any other information of markers because there is no other marker.
Yeah.
So that's why they said in a competitive market there's what free flow of information. Do we get it?
Yes.
Unlike here, we cannot compare any information because this is the only information available to us.
Yes.
But in a competitive market, information are always free and flow. All businesses would want you to know how they source for their products, for their resources. Do we understand?
Yes.
So any question about this?
No.
The first point is about competition, which is what the rivalry that exists between firms trying to sell to almost the same customers. And the features of competitive market, we're talking about they sell homogeneous products, they have more customers, they have large numbers of customers, large numbers of sellers in that market. We talked about the free flow of information, we talked about the prices. The prices are determined by the market forces of demand and supply. Do you have any question?
No.
So there's one thing not mentioned here, which I'm going to mention now. In a competitive market also, stop that please.
I'm with you.
No, you should. When I'm talking, you follow me, you look at me, not on the laptop. So the last thing they didn't say here about a competitive market is that in a competitive market, businesses try to differentiate their products. They try to find a USP for their products. So Coca-Cola would find a way to make you understand that this is Coca-Cola. Pepsi will find a way to make sure you know that this is Pepsi. So there's always product differentiation. What do I call it? Product differentiation. So that's the last thing they talk about here. Product differentiation. So each business will try to find a way to make you understand that the product is unique from those of its rivals. Finding what we call a USP, unique selling point. Is it clear?
Yes.
Any question for now? So we move on. Okay. So we have competition and fair. Oh, do you need to write anything there?
No, no.
Nothing, right?
It's not in the book.
Okay. So I need to work on that. Sometimes if you need to take a picture about the notes, just let me know, then you take a picture, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll go on. They said, generally firms do not welcome competition. Why do you think firms would not want competitors? Why do you think firms would not even like to have competitors? Why?
Because it's like it's easy to sell, like, and like if like we already have this market, as I said, so everybody will buy.
They can gain abnormal amounts.
Yeah.
They can make a lot of money, they can make a lot of profits when they don't have competitors. So businesses, no business would like to have a competitor.
But I think it's the competitor is like an advantage more than disadvantage.
For who? For the
Customers.
customers, mostly.
Yes,
For the customers. Mostly for the customers, yes. It's an advantage for customers because it allows you to choose from different varieties. So let's see what they said. They said, generally firms do not welcome competition. Most firms would prefer to dominate the market and operate without the threat of rivals. If there is no threat from competition, a firm can usually charge a higher price. That's the first thing. When you don't have competitors, you can charge whatever price you choose to charge. Because customers do not have any other choice than to buy your products. They don't have information about other products. So they wouldn't know if there's other products available that would be better than yours.
Yes.
So that allows you to charge higher prices to make what?
You control the prices.
Yeah, you control abnormal profits. You become the price maker.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there's no competitors. You are in the business yourself. You are a monopolist. So that allows you to charge exorbitant prices. Do you understand the first point here? So businesses do not like to have competitors. No business would like it because it allows it to charge as much as it can, as much as possible that it can. So there's less pressure to be efficient and innovative. Innovation means you coming up with new ideas, right? But as a business, if you don't have competitors, there's no point trying to get better. There's no point delivering on time because you are the only one available in the market.
Yes.
So you are on
Customers
time.
have to wait.
Yeah, they have to wait for you.
Yes.
You are on time or no time, it doesn't matter.
They don't
have any other choice.
Yes.
So because you are the only one in that industry, you wouldn't want to find out ways to make your customers happy.
And in process, you don't have to pay for advertising.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to come up with new ideas.
Yes.
You don't have to be efficient. You don't have to deliver on time.
Doesn't have to. You make certain point. It's not part.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. So the second point is there's less pressure on firms to become efficient and innovative
Yes.
because there are no competitors. When you have competitors, you want to be ahead of your competitors. You want to have a competitive advantage over your competitors. And to do that, you need to be efficient and always thinking ahead.
Yes.
But in this case, you wouldn't want it. You don't want to put pressure on yourself to be better. That's another reason why businesses would not want competitors. I think it's clear.
Yeah.
They said, this reduces the effort needed to survive and to be successful. As much as you don't have competitors, you are surviving already. You survived. And you're successful because there's no competitors. Whatever you give to them is what the market will take.
Yes.
The market have no choice. Do we get the point here? Any question about this? So reasons why businesses would never want competitors is one, they can charge higher prices. It allows them to charge higher prices. Two, it gives them, there's no pressure on them to become efficient and innovative. And it's quicker for them to become successful. Because at that point in time, their revenue is always at the higher way. There's nobody sharing the market with them.
Yeah.
Do we get it? Any question, please?
No.
All right. So, when faced with competition, firms have to offer products that give consumers value for money. So, in a competitive market, customers will only buy from you if they have they